So during the Arsenal game, you can see the shape start to come out, and then I'm just pause it here real quick. And just when Doku goes on to receive possession of the ball from this guy Ruben Diaz, he's kind of crowded out in this region here by the fullback that is closing him down. So when the play goes on, he goes all the way back and then he plays the ball back to Ruben Diaz. And just there, you can see the shape. Ruben Diaz is in possession of the ball. And then we've got Manu Akanji in space here. And just beside Manu Akanji, we've got Nathan Ake pulling inside like an inverted fullback is supposed to do when the team is in possession. And you can see our two midfielders. Kyle Walker is in here right beside Rodri. And you also got Jack Grealish hanging out wide on the left-hand side. And then you have Julian Alvarez. Currently, Haaland is injured for some reason, so I had to start Julian Alvarez in this game. And you have Kevin De Bruyne and Mateo Kovacic in central midfield, and they're quite close to Julian Alvarez as well. So there's the back three system, and there you can see the team try to recycle possession in that manner. We've still got our shape in back three, two midfielders, and then front four, and then Julian Alvarez lingering in between the two number 10s that are hanging in this position behind him. So you can see how the play unfolds. I don't think it actually comes out to anything really. So he plays the ball to Rodri, and then it's out to Nathan Ake, out into Kovacic, and then we go on to lose possession from there. Now it's possible to actually get the 3-2-4-1 system using a 4-3-3. That's actually what I used to play against Arsenal. For the goalkeeper, I opted for Ederson's favorite role, which is a super keeper on support duty. He's going to have that freedom to kind of get up and into the central defensive position and kind of roam around and play the ball. But for the left back, I opted for the inverted fullback role because this player is going to tuck in and act like a third centre back, and that's what Nathan Ake has been very good at playing for Man City. Manu Akanji and Ruben Diaz played as ball playing defenders, but Ruben Diaz has been asked to stay wider, so that's because he's going to stretch the pitch and try to occupy the other flank vacated by Kyle Walker. In Man City's previous game, this was actually Rico Lewis, but Kyle Walker opted in this position, playing as an inverted wing back on support duty because he's going to step into the midfield here. And the tricky part is when Rodri actually has support from Kyle Walker getting into the DM position, he's going to naturally shift across and operate in this slightly wider area here, allowing Kyle Walker to take care of this right hand side. And that's the beauty of positional play on FM24. Your players are intelligent to kind of adapt to each other's movements. It's why we're able to create that shape in a 3-2-4 system. And then looking at the midfield, Mateo Kovacic played on this left hand side as a, let's see, the advanced playmaker on support duty, and then I started Bernardo Silva as a mezzala on attack duty. I later brought in Kevin De Bruyne, and then I had Bernardo Silva playing Doku's role, but Doku started the game playing as a winger on support duty, and then on the left hand side I had Foden and Jack Grealish, but Foden played here instead of playing as a winger on support duty, played as an inverted winger on support duty. But the one instruction for him to follow is for him to stay a lot wider and kind of stretch that pitch and be closer to the flank as possible. In attack, I opted for the complete forward on attack duty, remembering that Erling Haaland is going to be the one to play this role. But on the night, if you notice that Erling Haaland is actually injured in my game, he's currently out for 12 days with a hernia, so Alvarez had to fill in that role and play for us in that position. But it was quite good, and it kind of turned out well because we got this system that we're looking for, and that's how positional play kind of works on Football Manager 2024. For team instruction, this is what I went for. I started with the balanced mentality, considering that it's Arsenal, but in possession I asked my team to stretch the pitch a lot wider to try and ensure that Jack Grealish or Phil Ford is going to stay on the wide left as wide as possible. Walking the ball into the box and then playing with shorter and lower tempo is kind of how I feel Man City always play in real life. They don't really tend to rush things. They always play out from the back as well. In transition, we didn't counter-attack Arsenal in any way. We asked Ederson to play the ball to the centre backs, and then of course counter-press when we lose possession. And then when we're out of possession, high press to try and win it up. And then when we're out of possession, high press to try and win the ball back early. And of course, more often trigger press with a high defensive line. And that's basically how we're able to recreate that 3-2-4-1 system on Football Manager 2024. So we see the shape again here, a little over 10 minutes later after the first highlight. And then if you just go on to play, Ruben Diaz goes on to have possession, and then he plays it out to Akanji. This time Akanji goes into midfield through Rodri, and then the ball goes out wide again to Bernardo Silva, out to Kevin De Bruyne, and of course they go on to defend it well, Arsenal. And the same break, Kyle Walker wins possession, and then it's back to Rodri. We go on to lose possession again, and just there Bernardo Silva goes on to win it back, and straight up we get a chance at goal. So we did go on to beat Arsenal in the Community Shield, and went on to lift the charity trophy, that's the FA Community Shield, right after that game. And it was an interesting watch, really, and interesting to see how the new positional play actually goes on to integrate itself into the Football Manager 2024, and how you can go on to replicate that even inside the game. Stay tuned for more Football Manager tactic videos like this here on DarkHorse FM. I'll see you in the next video.